Once you get to tier 5 in Dune Awakening, you will need the resource called Duraluminum. This requires the new material Jasmium. And so in this video, I'm going to go over exactly what you need in order to obtain it. You might look at the map and wonder where it's located. Even if you've explored all the northern sections here, it will be nowhere to be found. You have to go to this new area. It is way out there in the desert. You don't really have any hope of getting there on a normal vehicle, so you're going to have to obtain your Ornithopter. This will allow you to fly to these certain locations. It also, however, has a lot of radiation, and that means you need a special radiation suit. You will unlock this just in the weapons category here, and you can get an upgraded one later. Without it, you will simply die as soon as you receive too much of that radiation. Make sure you bring enough fuel in your Ornithopter and ideally have the storage modifications on it too. I personally have my base situated here, so it's easy enough to just fly down here. Again, you will also need aluminium, so it's good to be located near that. And you generally get that all in this area, and you can zoom in and see these are the aluminium ore nodes, and they're easy to get. As for the Jasmium, well, you need your Ornithopter, you need the radiation suit, and of course you also need the Cutter Mark IV or higher. So we will get there simply by gliding. That way we use next to no fuel. Keep in mind the glide speed, the ideal glide speed you want to be at, is equal to the speed that you will see on the wings. So I currently have Ornithopter Mark V wings, and these, when you look at the stats, have a glide speed of 170 kilometers per hour. So that's the speed I want to be at, and you can nearly glide all the way to your destination without losing altitude. So once you reach these little outcroppings, you're going to find your Jasmium. You can view them from above, and there are these little pools with the rocks in them. So this one right here, we can simply land right down, whip out our cutter ray, scan it, and do the little mini game, which is even more complex since it's a higher quality ore. And then we go and simply put that Jasmium in our Ornithopter storage. Then we go to the next pool. There's another node here. We grab it. And you can see we're getting like 130 per node. That's also because we have the upgraded cutter ray, which you're going to need for some Jasmium to create. Now, while within this area, you are taking radiation exposure. You can only be within here for so long. And that is displayed with the little icon next to my skills there. It's currently about 40%. And when that gets to 75%, it will get fully red. And that's when you need to get out of the radiation zone and just wait till that disappears again. And that's simply it. That's the mechanic. So if you get the higher level suit, you'll just be able to stay here a bit longer. And I believe if you get the iodine food, you can also stay here a little bit longer. But it's no problem just flying in and flying out. Once you have one of the resource type within your vehicle storage, you can click the alternate interact, which is me for ore, and it automatically puts those resources into the storage. So once we've cleared out one of the little islands, we can go to the next one, and that is very simply how you get all of the Jasmium you need. Again, you have to have your Ornithopter in order to actually get to this location. Remember to use the vulture mode on your Ornithopter in order to save fuel, and otherwise bring some spare fuel cells. At this point, my storage is full with over 1,500, and so we can leave the area. Remember, you also need to leave the area if your radiation meter gets to that 75% mark. If it gets to 100%, you simply die. Once you're out of the radiation zone, you can see that icon very quickly depletes back down again. Once we get back home, we can offload our stuff. Keep in mind, you can select up here your Ornithopter and unload directly like this. That way you don't actually have to go between your Ornithopter and the chests to unload all those materials. So I hope this helps. That's how you will get all of your Jasmium. And then you will go and craft it, combining it with aluminum to create your Duraluminum. I need to get this aluminum finished crafting, and then we can queue this, along with needing more water. I went through probably over 300,000 water just today. You can watch this video for how I set up my water system. Just make sure to place some water storage for when you're not at your base or offline. It will store it all. And be aware there is the Fremen death still method where you can collect bodies and take the water from those. I personally don't really like it, and using the wind traps is just a lot less time consuming, at least for me. Even creating those filters, they're super easy to do so. I have lots of plants out here on my base which I can collect whenever I need to. But I could get bodies from the 2 camps that are right next to me as well. So thanks for watching. A special thank you to all these channel members for their extra support, and we'll see you in the next one. Goodbye for now.